4
No,
million
no, no.
balloons are released.
Dude, that is an eldritch abomination, dude. Also, guys, do you like balloons? In 1986, something really bad happened, and I gotta show my friend over here, Tiny, a video about it.
I must know what happened with the balloons.
Oh, yeah, I just realized I'm still share screening. That's cool.
You are.
And it's another Big Boss video, too. By the way, what do you think of Big Boss so far, huh?
I like him. He's been funny.
I like his edits a lot, surprisingly. Like, just rewatching his old videos again is just phenomenal. I'm just glad I could share it with you, though, because this is a great story also.
Oh, boy.
Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Nice.
Cleveland, Ohio, the 1970s.
Oh, what the fuck's going on in Ohio,
We're back
everybody?
in Cleveland! They're back in Cleveland!
I can't believe it.
The city doesn't currently have the best reputation. In
Yep.
fact, it's absolutely god-awful. For the last few years, it had gone through sky-high crime rates, rising poverty levels, and major
10 cent beer
industrial
night.
pollution.
Yep, don't forget about
Industrial
that.
pollution so bad that just a few years ago, one of its rivers actually caught fire. On 13 separate occasions. Things were not good, and several organisations in the city decided enough was enough.
Yeah.
One of these organisations is United Way of Cleveland. Set up in the late 70s, the group was dead set on helping out the city's financials. For the next few years, they help out local communities by fundraising millions of dollars and distributing it to local agencies and institutions.
Nice.
That was all well and good, but it wasn't quite as grand as what George Fraser, the marketing manager of United Way, had envisioned. He'd set his sights on something much bigger. In early 1986, a few members of the group gather round. At this point, Cleveland had cleaned itself up a bit, but the city's reputation still lingered. Something had to change. Fraser decides that what the city needs is a bit of rebranding. Cleveland was going to become cool. But how? Well, he had an incredible idea. Balloons. It was perfect. All they'd have to do is round up a few students to pump them up, sell a few kids some sponsorships, and then just let them off into the sky. It couldn't be simpler. They just had to come up with the right amount of them. They eventually agree on a nice round number. 2 million. With that many balloons, it would be a world record, even beating Disneyland, who'd launched 1 million balloons a year before. It was going to be massive.
Okay. I don't think the environment's gonna be okay with that, right? How are they gonna get the balloons down?
Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of
They
plastic.
asked the city council for permission. 2 million balloons? Of course. The local airport? Fine with us. The police? Go right ahead. And with that, they begin planning.
Huh. It's that simple, huh?
Saturday the 27th of September, 1986. The day of Balloonfest. Hundreds of thousands of balloons are netted in a 3-story scaffold standing at the centre of Cleveland's public square.
That does look nice, though.
In it, 2,500 students and other volunteers, hard at work, pumping even more. Things are looking good. Public turnout is massive, with thousands of people watching from the square and even more from afar, and United Way has raised over $500,000 through balloon sponsorships. Things are going swimmingly. However, there is a slight problem. There's a rainstorm, and it's headed straight for them. The managers of United Way are informed immediately. A rainstorm hitting the balloons has the potential to be absolutely disastrous. But most of the balloons are already pumped. And so, an executive decision is made. Gentlemen, we're going to have to stop pumping and pack up. We're launching earlier than expected.
Oh,
And at
no.
1 point...
Oh, no. That
oh my god.
looks... That kind of gives me a little bit of a... Well, what's that phobia called? Mechaphobia or something? You know, the fear of giant things? It's not phasmophobia, but phasmophobia is the fear of the ocean.
No, that's thalassophobia.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the video game.
4 million balloons are released.
Look
Oh
at
my
that.
god. Oh
That,
my god.
whoa, wait,
Oh,
holy shit, wait,
shit.
1.4
No, no,
million
Look at that.
balloons are released.
dude, that is an eldritch abomination, dude.
It's consuming the skyscraper.
That is a great
Holy
visual. Oh my, it's like slime kind of getting through.
Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call?
Quickly before we move on, have you ever heard of rage?
No.
So far, things are going great. People are out in droves, everyone's having a good time, and Cleveland just set a monumental world record. For
Oh
a
my
brief
God.
moment, it looked like they'd pulled it off. Then something started happening. See, the idea was that the balloons would float up into the atmosphere, scatter, and then either burst or deflate before falling back down to Earth. That's not what happened. It turned out that the rain showed up a little early, and as
Oh.
soon as the balloons drifted into the clouds, they were met with a front of cold air and a shower of rain. And they came straight back down again.
Oh, that's nice.
The result? 1,429,643 balloons come floating back down to Earth, flooding the streets of northeast Ohio.
Whoa,
clogging the-
whoa, what the fuck? Wait.
Balloons come floating.
Look at all that. That looks, dude. Okay. All those manga nerds out there like me, this visual reminds me of that story with the floating heads. If you know, you know. All right.
Oh,
Oh, you
don't
you
like that one.
you don't like that one? That shit's creepy,
I don't
right?
like scary things. I
Oh,
don't like
okay.
scary things.
I got to introduce you to Junji Ito, man. He's a great author.
I know Junji Ito, and it's unsettling.
Oh yeah.
Amazing author, terrifying.
Do you remember a little bit of a tangent here, but do you remember that story with the wall where like apparently every human is just made for one hole and it's like calling them?
Yeah,
That shit is disturbing. You just become like a worm
Yeah.
monster after like, I don't know, 10 days or something. You just got to keep crawling.
Back down to Earth, flooding the streets of northeast Ohio.
Yeah, look at that.
this looks
It
like
looks
an
nice.
impressionist paint. It looks like an impressionist painting.
It does, doesn't
like,
it?
In painting form, this would be whimsical. I feel like in real life, this would be unsettling and disorienting.
Mhm.
Especially, can you imagine if somebody didn't know about Balloonfest and all of a sudden they look outside and see this? They're like, what the fuck? Oh my god!
I could picture that from somebody from the countryside of Cleveland. They're like, "Yo, the
Yeah,
city's
times.
going crazy. Am I getting raptured?" Imagine.
No,
Oh yes,
I'm talking
cloud
like
rapture,
Erie.
where you get turned into a balloon.
Of course. It's the only natural way of going.
Go downhill from there. It's not long before car crashes begin to pepper the city as drivers swerve
Oh,
in
shit.
and out of the hellfire from above.
Oh,
And it turns out that tens of thousands of balloons in and around the local airport prove a bit challenging for incoming and outgoing traffic. And after balloons completely coat the runway, they have to outright shut it down. Specially protected nature reserves a few miles up the lake in Canada are also hit, clogging
wow.
their beautiful lakes and untouched
Oh.
beaches with tens of thousands of vibrant, multicoloured
wow.
balloons.
Wait, there it is, dude. Those are Oh, is that Albany? No, that's not Albany. That's Cleveland.
Some horses were also injured.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
It was total chaos. It doesn't end there though. It turned out that United Way had failed to check with the Coast Guard for any active emergencies on Lake Erie. As it turns out, there was. A day before launch, 2 fishermen had gone out into the lake. They never came back. It
Oh,
was now the
shit.
day of the launch, and they still hadn't come back. So the Coast Guard are sent in. But then come the balloons. Needless to say, this complicated matters considerably. But a few hours into the search, and the men's boats are spotted, anchored near a breakball in the lake. The men had to be near, so the Coast Guard then send in a search and rescue helicopter. However, it ran into some issues. It turns out that it had severe difficulty reaching the area of the boat, due to the asteroid field of balloons in the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're heading back, boys. So
Okay. So my dumbass would just charge through with my blades, popping every single one. But
No,
Wouldn't that, like-
it would throw off the blades too much, and like
Yeah.
it seems weird that something so small as a rubber balloon could fuck up something so
Sharp.
destructive as a
Yeah.
helicopter, but it happens.
It happens. Rubber's stronger than iron, I guess.
Back out come the boats. They roam around the lake for hours in search of the two men, but the tens of thousands of balloons in the water make it impossible to see anything. In the end, the search just had to be cancelled.
Oops.
Tragically, the bodies were found washed up on shore 2 days later.
Damn.
Ooh.
After thousands
Balloonfest killed men.
2 men died on that day in 1986.
Ooh boy.
Oh my! Who knew balloons were that destructive, though? My God.
of dollars of damages, hordes of car crashes, and 2 fatalities, the brunt of Balloonfest had finally passed. And in the following days, massive efforts to clear the balloons from the city go underway. But the balloons were relentless, still appearing even weeks after the event, though mostly on the Canadian side. In fact, the majority of the balloons
Yeah, screw you Canadians. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys.
I feel like
actually ended
Canada's
up in
gonna
Canada,
sue
despite the
Cleveland.
country having
Oh, absolutely. Especially when they just see weeks after the festival and seeing just a random red and yellow balloon popping out of the lake. I was like, I'll be pissed. Me personally.
to do with the launch. Naturally, they were not very pleased. So things didn't pan out too well. But hey, at least United Way raised $500,000 for charity, right? Well, no, not really. While they had raised around $500,000 through selling balloon sponsorships, that money would turn out to be nowhere near enough for the barrage of lawsuits that came their way. First up was one of the fishermen's wives. She sues United Way for $3 million.
Holy
The owner
shit.
of the injured horses also steps in. She sues for $100,000. Both lawsuits finish up with undisclosed settlements. A number of other lawsuits seeking tens of thousands of dollars for damages also follow suit. In the end, the costs of the settlements actually outrun the event's profits and fundraising efforts, losing the United Way of Cleveland more money than they had even raised, making Balloonfest a complete failure on all fronts. It would later be revealed that the managers of Balloonfest actually knew about the incoming rainstorm the day before the event, but thought
Really?
nothing of it, meaning that the entire debacle could have been avoided entirely.
Your greed sickens me, Cleveland. Oh, dude.
Damn Cleveland.
So yeah, that was the story of the greatest flop in 1986.
What I have learned is that Cleveland needs to get its shit together.
Apparently.
Come on, guys.